Hi, my name is Adrian, and in this session, we're going to be covering the Salesforce and Avalara partnership as we begin to go headless with commerce and with tax. My name is Adrian. I'm the product manager for our Salesforce connectors here at Avalara, and with me is Rama Pitla from the Salesforce ISV team, and we'll be talking about the market and the customer experience with Headless. Next, we'll be touching into the Salesforce composable storefront architecture and how it works. And then from there, we'll touch on the Avalara progressive web app. I will go ahead and now turn it over to you, Rama.
Thank you, Adrian. Hi, everyone. I'm Ramashree Pitla, Director, ISV Platform Experts at Salesforce. I've been with Salesforce for 8.5 years. I'm focused on Commerce Cloud and Marketing Cloud products on the platform. It is a pleasure to be with you here and to be talking with you all and share the stage with Adrian and the fantastic Avalara team. We have put together some great content for you all, and we hope you're as excited as we are. I look forward to connecting with you all after the conference to answer any of your question and answers. And with that, let's dig into our content. All right, so before we progress into our content, for anyone here wondering what is Headless strategy and why it is the new standard, let's have a quick overview. So Headless is nothing but the separation of the front end, that is the head of a site, from the back end using APIs that enforce a modular development process, promoting flexibility to choose from native or any third-party best-of-breed functionality. Unlike a monolithic approach of tight coupling between front-end and back-end components. So this decoupled nature provides more flexibility for our merchants to configure their sites to provide the best user experience. So now let's look into the current market trends in adopting a headless strategy. The market is head over heels for headless. Almost every commerce leader is working on a strategy to get there. As per Salesforce's State of Commerce report, 80% of our businesses that don't already have a headless architecture today plan to implement it in the next 2 years. And its digital leaders are prioritizing these solutions to provide agility to meet customer needs on emerging channels. And the business leaders that have already implemented the headless strategy on their e-commerce websites are reporting 29% increase in the checkout conversion and 1 second faster page loads. And 75% of them are also reporting that it allows them to make changes more quickly. So with the proven results today, digital leaders are 4 times more likely to already have a headless architecture implemented. Now, based on the results we are seeing, the headless strategy not only creates flexibility for the businesses, but also improves efficiency by narrowing down the change shipments into more isolated compartments instead of requiring to deploy changes to the entire storefront, thus reducing deployment risk significantly. It helps scope development and QA cycles into more manageable payloads that empower front-end teams for faster innovation and effective delivery cycles. So let's take a product detail page, for instance. Right? Customizing a new product detail page workflow will only require updating different commerce services like product display, inventory availability, pricing, or in-store lookup functions. That way, other UI experiences can be untouched, reducing the development overhead. Merchants can also leverage headless approach to better experiment and continuous improvement. For example, by rerouting only a small percentage, like 10% of the traffic to test with headless, and not to have to worry about the technical implications of their entire e-commerce site. This approach not only improves developer efficiency, but also helps deliver fast and flexible storefront innovation that contributes to a swifter ROI. Now, moving on to the next slide, let's take a deeper look into how headless strategy can drive highly efficient composable commerce applications, right? As we understand, the advantage of composable commerce is that a brand can deploy changes faster. It does not need to update the entire commerce application. Instead, it can update the specific microservice. Let's look at a couple of example use cases. As shown here on the screen, to understand the benefits of composable storefront architecture, right? Cart and checkout are good examples of experiences. Merchants can outsource into microservices invoked by APIs over the internet. PLP and PDPs traditionally have been coupled to the storefront stacks. Separating them with app-like functionality will not only improve efficiencies, but also speed and quality of these pages can be improved independently. Several other advantages include any JavaScript-driven apps that live inside the web browser, power each component's experiences, so that the entire web page doesn't take up resources. Also, merchants will have the autonomy to break up use cases into highly specialized experiences for end users and so on. All right, so now let's move into what is Salesforce doing with the composable storefront architecture. So far, based on our learnings, it's proven that headless creates flexibility and operational efficiencies that drive business growth when it is done right. But not all headless architectures are created equal, and there are common blockers that get in the way of organizations reaping the true benefits of headless. Without the right approach, ecosystem complexity or unpredictable costs and scalability issues can lead to failed implementations and technical debt. So to address these very issues, we at Salesforce came up with an easy-to-implement headless solutions to ensure success for our merchants to launch faster websites and to reduce the total cost of ownership with the most robust headless platform and ecosystem. That said, let's review our Salesforce's composable storefront offering. Right. Salesforce Commerce Cloud is marked #1 in the industry for the trusted headless commerce scale. Our platform processed 10.3 billion API calls in Cyber Week last year of 2022 and saw a 41% year-over-year growth in the headless GMV. So how do we do that? Salesforce platform provides flexibility and choice through a commerce foundational layer that offers security, scalability, and a single source of truth, as well as the APIs and the builder tools to empower the developer ecosystem to successfully launch and operate the composable capabilities. Security is built into the platform, so customers have best-in-class tools, technology, resources, and privacy for global compliance. Our merchants can rely on continuous availability with global fault-tolerant and redundant architecture, 24/7 support, and advanced disaster recovery technology. Our merchants can also decrease the total cost of ownership with a storefront that's fully included already with the platform. Merchants can also achieve a faster time to value with pre-packaged integrations, pricing, and implementation accelerators with the best-of-breed partners that we provide as part of the platform. And our built-in performance infrastructure ensures fast response times and flexible capacity, so our customers never have to worry about the scale during the peak holiday periods. Now, let's zoom into our Salesforce composable storefront architecture. Going from the bottom up on this slide here, on the top of Salesforce's robust and trusted multi-tenant cloud platform, we've built commerce shared services like cart, payment, pricing, promotions that are shared across all the Salesforce commerce product portfolios. Those shared services are accessed through our commerce API layer, and these are exposed through our REST APIs and Node.js SDKs for merchants to leverage Salesforce's PWA kit and manage runtime or build their own customer storefront, leveraging our composable platform architecture. So reviewing our composable storefront piece of it, back to the slide. Let's dig a little bit more into the composable storefront. Can you come back to one slide, Arian?
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, no problem. So let's dig a little bit more into our composable storefront architecture, right? The two key pieces here are the progressive web app kit, that's our PWA kit, and our managed runtime pieces. So PWA kit is for creating a quick and easy React storefront. It is a framework for creating storefronts in JavaScript or TypeScript using the React platform. And the other critical component is managed runtime. It provides the infrastructure to deploy, host, and monitor the PWA storefront on a public cloud platform. With managed runtime, our merchants can focus on developing their storefronts instead of managing their servers. And like all composable and API-driven technologies, Salesforce PWA kit and managed runtime can be combined with other e-commerce technologies from Salesforce or other vendors. Also provided on the platform are the critical developer tools to accelerate developer productivity. through Commerce SDK, solution kits, trailheads, sample apps, several examples, code samples, and architectures. Our teams have introduced pre-built integration templates and accelerators also to make our developer experience very easy. Along with this unmatchable composable storefront infrastructure, our merchants can also continue to leverage Commerce Cloud's very powerful business manager, as you might all know from our B2C commerce platform, to administer changes to their storefront, along with leveraging the latest page design and extensions for our composable storefront stack. And finally, not to forget, our merchants can also leverage pre-built, highly effective composable solutions by our ISV ecosystem like Avalara to reduce cost and speed to market. With that said, let's see the different integration patterns our merchants and partners can leverage on our platform. Before going into our integration patterns, let's quickly review the different APIs that we exposed on the Salesforce B2C commerce platform. We have two different APIs. One is called OCAPI, which are Open Commerce APIs. It enables our developers to access resources using HTTP requests and responses. And the other newly released APIs are called B2C Commerce APIs. We also call them SCAPI APIs, Salesforce Commerce APIs. And these are the collection of RESTful APIs for interacting with B2C commerce instances. These APIs enable developers to build a wide range of applications, from full storefronts to custom merchant tools to implement business manager. And these APIs are broken into two main groups, shopper APIs and admin APIs, and our developer documentation will go more in detail on what these APIs can do. Also, now let's look into the different integration patterns our customers and partners can implement to leverage our headless strategy on Salesforce Commerce Cloud. There are three different ways our developers can leverage this using our APIs. There is a composable storefront front-end only kind of integrations. There is a composable storefront which can leverage both front-end and back-end capabilities and build integrations that way. And there is also connected app integrations, which are API-only integrations, which can just leverage our APIs, right? For the front-end only kind of integrations, these are reusable modular React components that can be used in the PWA kit composable storefronts that run on Salesforce managed runtime and can be made available via NPM packages. For both front-end and back-end kind of implementations, this can be a cartridge in combination of a Node or a React NPM package as needed. And connected app would be just an API-only integration, which would be like a documentation for showing your merchants how to connect the SFCC platform to your systems. With that, I would love to bring it back to Adrian to go over how Avalara is leveraging our platform and building the tax integrations.
Thank you, Rama. And so now that we've covered the Salesforce headless commerce architecture approach, we're going to take a quick look at how the cartridge architecture works today from Avalara, and then transition into Avalara's plans to develop a web app kit. So right now, we deliver our integration with the cartridge code that lives on the B2C platform and runtime. We use GitLab to config a GitLab config file to build and deploy. As it stands today, it does not have any UI elements within its cartridge code itself, making it a lot simpler to go headless with overall. We calculate tax at checkout and deliver the source code in local files you connect in your integrated delivery environment with B2C commerce code, and then configure that with the business manager. The source code files from our cartridge are then imported through the integrated delivery environments with downloadable local file fulls, and as mentioned from there, configured in the business manager. So here's a high-level picture of how the cartridge code is hosted within the B2C platform. Moving down the line, you see there's the code on the left-hand side that sits on the integrated delivery environment IDE, sitting there with committing and merging into the runtime itself, which is hosted on the B2C platform. And then from there is deployed. And everything here happens within the B2C commerce platform, which is the key idea to take away from here. So moving on, we're going to see how a preview of how the Avalara app kit is going to work to help the developers and customers leverage the headless tax integration. PWA Kit is what empowers the developer to build what they need compatible with Node.js. Compartmentalization tools like Kubernetes store your metadata for tags with a DB provider like maybe MongoDB, for example. And the integration will be plug and play for any storefront architecture tag that is implemented, thus reducing the time to get ideas to end users, to customers faster. This will provide you full control for load balancing and servers and also allow you full control for performance management. The Salesforce runtime solution in this case would interact with Node.js storefront, which in turn is always in the connector with B2C commerce platform, giving you total control of your technology stack and security protocols. The feature will be here, and this is a sequence diagram of how the tech stack surrounding the Avalara integration will work. The code lives in your IDE, and you can host within your overall architecture code, which is the straight line there. More easily build and deploy with third-party providers like GitLab and ship it to your storefront written in Node.js app. Power your cloud resource needs with your own runtime solution like Salesforce Hyperforce. And then from there, you can access B2C commerce's platforms, unique features like payment gateway, discounts, pricing, and all of that is done through the Okapi and the Scapi APIs that Rama initially had covered. So this is the final endless. This is the final approach that we're going to be taking here at Avalara, and we're really excited, and we thank you a lot for joining this session. And that concludes our session on Headless, Salesforce Commerce, and Avalara Tax. Thank you for joining, and please let us know if you have any questions by adding them into the Zoom chat, and we'll respond into the conference. And thank you, Rama, for also joining the session with us in partnership.
Thank you, Adrian. It's a great opportunity, and thank you all for joining our session today.